There are no safeguards in society anymore. There's no safeguards on the internet. I could do a video and it could get, a strike put on it for no reason at all because someone disagrees with an opinion. There's no safeguards. There's no protections. We don't have any free speech. We don't have any rights. InfoWars has just been removed from the internet. Everyone else is being removed. Ron Paul's being removed. And now we're not allowed to criticise an instrument of torture. We don't have any rights, do we? And what's the point in continuing using their systems, using their internet, watching their media? Don't do it. Although, of course, we have to use their internet. Their internet is the internet. Although, until Kim.com wakes up and actually snaps out of him, he's actually building a new empire, apparently. But when it actually comes into focus, I think the globalists will want to destroy it. I think Soros will probably want to buy it up. And no one should let anyone, any globalist, buy up any of their enterprises. Whether it's BitChute, whether it's DTube, whether it's Real Video, whether it's voice conversation, whatever, all these new apps. Minds. And the problem I have with these new apps is that they're too complicated. They try and do too many things at once. So there's an app that's like Twitter and Facebook in one, where your followers become your friends, and you have to always talk to them. I don't want to do that. That's not going to win anyone. And these new apps can feel very lonely when you first join them. And they feel good, and you get used to them, and you try and, you sort of try and get used to it, and the systems of it, and the structure of the website, or the app, or whatever, the function of it. And then you realise that it's not really for you. It's not really going to catch on. But the ones that are direct copies of the apps and monopolies that exist now, they will catch on, because they're not trying to do everything at once. You just try and do your own thing. So Twitter needs an equivalent, YouTube needs an equivalent, and Facebook needs an equivalent, but they can't all merge into one. And I know they've already got equivalents, but they haven't got equivalents on Apple TVs. They haven't got equivalents that you can just stream through your Wii U. An old console that I have, which is capable of getting the internet. But there are no safeguards on any of our speech. We could tweet something and we could be suspended, and no reason needs to be given. It can just happen. They can just make a political decision, get rid of you, and there's no safeguards to protect you or your speech. And if there's no safeguards to protect your speech, then there's no safeguards to protect you in your house. There's no safeguards to protect you on this planet as we go forward. And that is why we must unfollow mainstream media. We must just delete or stop watching any of the mainstream media vehicles or conduits or whatever, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of the things they use, all the mainstream media outlets, the mafia, the entire conduit, the propaganda, it all needs to be rejected, and we need to unfriend it, unfollow it, disable it, block it. CNN is livid that InfoWars app is number one. It's number one around the world because of the banning of it, and obviously it's going to be. And CNN, is like number 5 or something, and it's going down all the time because people don't watch it. The only people that watch CNN are the ones that are deluded, that are mental, that want to destroy Trump, that don't care about the world's problems. They just want to destroy their ideological opponents. They don't care about solving any of the environmental crises that they claim to. They cause them, actually, when they go on their marches. Look at the mess the Women's March left. Look at the mess the Environmental Climate March left. Not to mention every Pride March filled with selfish homosexuals who just want to litter the environment. They don't care about anything else other than themselves and their agenda. And I know, I've lived with them, I've worked with them. I've lived with them all my life. I've been going to clubs and meeting them. I know what gay people are like. They're selfish. Generally. Not all, obviously. There's plenty of gays going their own way, etc. But generally selfish, yeah. They don't have kids to look after. They don't have to think about, the next generation or putting good values into the next generation. They don't have to worry about society in the future. They're just basically contributing to ending it now and their idealistic fake view of this socialist utopia that they're clinging to. For themselves. Because they believe it's better for themselves, and they believe that everyone should be like them and that everything should be like a big pride parade every day. If that's not selfish, I don't know what is. It doesn't matter if you disrupt the course of events or disrupt the course of the day or disrupt traffic or, flights into countries or whatever. If you've got a big enough Pride March, your whole country can become a big Pride festival. The globalists would love that. And the gays would love that. Everyone else would hate it. And therein lies the problem. The disparity between human rights and gay rights. Because many gay rights activists don't really care about human rights. People like Peter Tatchell, for example, who hasn't said anything about the Islamization of this country. He used to wear a shirt that said Islam equals Nazis and doesn't say anything now about the homophobia within that theocracy around the world. Within that religion, within those cultures. I don't even want to call it a religion or a culture or a race or a theocracy or, technocracy or whatever it is. It's just there's a million different reasons why Islam is terrible and why it's against human rights, and that's demonstrated around the world, but Peter Tatchell ignores it in this country.